Fifth Schedule of the Indian Constitution. The Constitution of India, through various provisions, seeks to protect the rights, culture, and welfare of its tribal population. One such significant constitutional safeguard is the Fifth Schedule, which outlines special provisions for the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes in certain states. It is applicable to all states except the northeastern states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram, which are governed by the Sixth Schedule. The Fifth Schedule is divided into four parts: Part A, General; Part B, Administration and Control; Part C, Scheduled Areas; and Part D, Amendment of the Schedule, each detailing the mechanisms and authorities involved in governance. Part A, General Provisions. The interpretation clause underlines that, for this schedule, the term state excludes the above-mentioned northeastern states. It affirms that the executive power of a state extends to its scheduled areas, but this power is subject to the special provisions of the schedule. Importantly, the governor of a state with scheduled areas must submit an annual report to the President of India regarding their administration. The President, in turn, can direct the state on how these areas should be managed. This establishes a direct oversight role of the union government in the governance of scheduled areas. Part B, Administration and Control of Scheduled Areas and Scheduled Tribes. One of the cornerstones of this schedule is the establishment of a Tribes Advisory Council, TAC, in every state having scheduled areas. The President can also direct the creation of such a council in states having scheduled tribes but no scheduled areas. The TAC consists of not more than 20 members, 3/4 of whom are representatives of the scheduled tribes in the state's legislative assembly. If there are insufficient sent legislators, the remaining seats are filled with other members from scheduled tribes. The function of the TAC is to advise on matters related to the welfare and advancement of scheduled tribes, as referred by the governor. The governor also has the authority to make rules regarding its composition, procedure, and other incidental matters. Another important power vested in the governor under this part is the modification or non-application of laws in scheduled areas. The governor can declare that certain central or state laws do not apply, or apply with modifications, to scheduled areas. Make special regulations for peace and good governance, particularly 1. Restricting land transfers among Tier-1 BILs. 2. Regulating land allotment to Tier-1 BILs. 3. Controlling money lending practices to protect Tier-1 BILs from exploitation. These regulations can amend or repeal existing laws, but require President's assent before coming into force, and the governor must consult the TAC before framing them. Part C, Scheduled Areas. This part gives the President the sole authority to declare an area as a scheduled area. The President can remove an area from the list of scheduled areas, increase its size after consulting the governor, rectify boundaries, include new areas upon the creation or admission of new states, cancel previous orders and redefine scheduled areas in consultation with the concerned governor. This ensures that the classification of scheduled areas remains flexible and can be altered in response to administrative or demographic changes. Part D, Amendment of the Schedule. The final part empowers Parliament to amend, add to, vary, or repeal provisions of the Fifth Schedule by passing an ordinary law. Such changes are not considered constitutional amendments under Article 368, thus avoiding the complex process required for other constitutional changes. Significance of the Fifth Schedule. The Fifth Schedule reflects a protective framework for tribal areas, ensuring their distinct social, cultural, and economic rights are preserved. By giving the governor extensive powers, subject to presidential oversight, it balances state autonomy with central supervision. The role of the TAC ensures that tribal voices are included in governance decisions, while the ability to alter laws and regulations allows for flexibility in addressing unique tribal issues. Conclusion. The fifth schedule is more than an administrative provision. It is a constitutional guarantee to safeguard the identity, land, and livelihoods of India's tribal communities in certain states. Through the combined authority of the President, Governor, and TAC, and with special legislative flexibility, it seeks to protect these vulnerable communities from exploitation while enabling their welfare and advancement. Its continuing relevance lies in the fact that tribal areas still require sensitive governance that respects their traditions while fostering inclusive development. Fifth Schedule. Article 244(1). Provisions as to the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. Part A. General. 1. Interpretation. In this schedule, unless the context otherwise requires, the expression state does not include the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. 2. Executive power of a state in scheduled areas. Subject to the provisions of this schedule, the executive power of a state extends to the scheduled areas therein. 3. Report by the Governor to the President regarding the administration of scheduled areas. The Governor of each state having scheduled areas therein shall annually, or whenever so required by the President, make a report to the President regarding the administration of the scheduled areas in that state, and the executive power of the Union shall extend to the giving of directions to the state as to the administration of the said areas. Part B. Administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. 4. Tribes Advisory Council. 1. There shall be established in each state having scheduled areas therein and, if the President so directs, also in any state having scheduled tribes but not scheduled areas therein, a Tribes Advisory Council consisting of not more than 20 members of whom, as nearly as may be, 3/4 shall be the representatives of the scheduled tribes in the Legislative Assembly of the state. Provided that if the number of representatives of the scheduled tribes in the Legislative Assembly of the state is less than the number of seats in the Tribes Advisory Council to be filled by such representatives, the remaining seats shall be filled by other members of those tribes. 2. It shall be the duty of the Tribes Advisory Council to advise on such matters pertaining to the welfare and advancement of the scheduled tribes in the state as may be referred to them by the Governor. 3. The Governor may make rules prescribing or regulating, as the case may be. A. The number of members of the Council, the mode of their appointment and the appointment of the Chairman of the Council and of the officers and servants thereof. B. The conduct of its meetings and its procedure in general, and C. All other incidental matters. 5. Law applicable to scheduled areas. 1. Notwithstanding anything in this Constitution, the Governor may by public notification direct that any particular Act of Parliament or of the Legislature of the state shall not apply to a scheduled area or any part thereof in the state, or shall apply to a scheduled area or any part thereof in the state subject to such exceptions and modifications as he may specify in the notification, and any direction given under this subparagraph may be given so as to have retrospective effect. 2. The Governor may make regulations for the peace and good government of any area in a state which is for the time being a scheduled area. In particular and without prejudice to the generality of the foregoing power, such regulations may A. Prohibit or restrict the transfer of land by or among members of the scheduled tribes in such area. B. Regulate the allotment of land to members of the scheduled tribes in such area. C. Regulate the carrying on of business as moneylender by persons who lend money to members of the scheduled tribes in such area. 3. In making any such regulation as is referred to in subparagraph, 2. Of this paragraph, the Governor may repeal or amend any act of Parliament or of the legislature of the state or any existing law which is for the time being applicable to the area in question. 4. All regulations made under this paragraph shall be submitted forthwith to the President and, until assented to by him, shall have no effect. 5. No regulation shall be made under this paragraph unless the Governor making the regulation has, in the case where there is a tribe's advisory council for the state, consulted such council. Part C. Scheduled areas. 6. Scheduled areas. 1. In this constitution, the expression, scheduled areas, means such areas as the President may by order * declare to be scheduled areas. 2. The President may at any time by order A. Direct that the whole or any specified part of a scheduled area shall cease to be a scheduled area or a part of such an area. A. Increase the area of any scheduled area in a state after consultation with the Governor of that state. B. Alter, but only by way of rectification of boundaries, any scheduled area. C. On any alteration of the boundaries of a state or on the admission into the Union or the establishment of a new state, declare any territory not previously included in any state to be, or to form part of, a scheduled area. D. Rescind, in relation to any state or states, any order or orders made under this paragraph, and in consultation with the Governor of the state concerned, make fresh orders redefining the areas which are to be scheduled areas, and any such order may contain such incidental and consequential provisions as appear to the President to be necessary and proper, but save as aforesaid, the order made under subparagraph 1 of this paragraph shall not be varied by any subsequent order. Part D. Amendment of the Schedule. 7. Amendment of the Schedule. 1. Parliament may from time to time by law amend by way of addition, variation or repeal any of the provisions of this schedule and, when the schedule is so amended, any reference to this schedule in this constitution shall be construed as a reference to such schedule as so amended. 2. No such law as is mentioned in subparagraph 1 of this paragraph shall be deemed to be an amendment of this constitution for the purposes of Article 368.